the hidden bloodlines, and the new mechanisms of control. According to David Icke, these beings or entities that were once worshipped as gods in ancient times never disappeared. Instead, they camouflaged themselves in new forms. Dynasties, royal bloodlines, power structures that have endured for centuries. Throughout history, many royal and aristocratic houses have claimed the so-called blue blood, a purity of lineage that, for Icke, is not merely symbolic. He argues that many of these elites descend from those very same beings who once intervened in humanity, and that, generation after generation, they have maintained their power through manipulation, secrecy, and social engineering. How do they operate today? Not with spears or divine lightning, but with orchestrated wars, induced economic crises, waves of insecurity, collective fears, and above all, constant division. When people are fragmented, polarized, when they live in fear or despair, they fall into low-vibration emotional states, rage, anguish, guilt, apathy, and from there, they are much easier to manipulate. In the past, this was done through imposed religions or ideologies. Then came the great instrument of 20th century control, mass media, which fixed a narrative, an official version of the world, and installed fear as a form of invisible governance. But the most effective tool came later, social media. With it, they no longer need to watch us directly. We ourselves voluntarily hand over our data, our emotions, our thoughts. And the worst part, they have fragmented our attention, polarized us into irreconcilable sides, and made us live permanently in survival mode. Instead of unity, collaboration, or spiritual awakening, what reigns is constant conflict, noise, distraction, and loneliness. This is how control is perpetuated, because when we are not at peace with ourselves or with others, when we are divided, exhausted, and disconnected from our essence, it is much easier to keep us asleep and manipulate us. But not all is lost. Even if this message may seem dark, if we know how to channel it, this information can become a true catapult toward a state of fulfillment, transcendence, toward true enlightenment, or gnosis. The purpose of this knowledge is not to fall into defeatism or become trapped in dark theories that only drag us down further. On the contrary, it is about understanding that we are immersed in a kind of video game, an informational hologram. And when we understand the nature of the screen we are playing on, we gain the power to transcend it. Perhaps we came here for a reason. Perhaps it was our own decision. And when this begins to resonate within us, something rises. Everything external loses weight. We begin to understand who we truly are, and how we can free ourselves from those forces that drain our energy and keep us in ignorance.